According to World Health Organization (WHO) in 2019, there was an estimated 229 million cases of malaria worldwide. Its estimated number of malaria deaths at 409,000 in 2019. Children aged under 5 years are the most vulnerable group affected by malaria. In 2019, they accounted for 67%, that's 274,000 of all malaria deaths worldwide. Nigeria has the highest rate of malaria infection in the world.
The vaccine approval is a good tiding. It becomes one of the key instruments to use to achieve our malaria elimination program by 2030. Malaria, more than 900 years old disease that has killed quite a lot of number of people in about 140 countries, and more than 200 million infection, and killing every year about 500,000 people. Majority of them in sub-Saharan Africa, and Nigeria happens to be one of the leading countries with malaria endemicity. And the people targeted are mainly under 5 children and pregnant women. Those are the key people that are suffering malaria. Now, if you look at the cost, malaria is cost in terms of treatment and drugs, it's costing as much as 12 billion every year. Not to talk of loss of work and other psychological effects. It's a powerful infection that push for, push children to malnutrition and anemia, shortage of blood, including pregnant women. And in fact, it's the leading cause of premature delivery in this part of the world and maternal mortality. So malaria has that kind of significance.
Malaria remains a primary cause of childhood illness and death in sub-Saharan Africa. More than 260,000 African children under the age of 5 die from malaria annually. Stakeholders further advocate policies such that will ensure the effect of the vaccine felt to the grassroots, as well as health campaigns to help sensitize people more on the disease.
First and foremost, malaria is a disease of the poor people, poor country, underdeveloped country. Malaria is a disease of inequality because essentially it affects the rural people more, affects children under 5 more, and women. And thirdly, we have a lot of diseases to contend with in the nation, which will require equal attention. So now, and then fourthly, we're actually constrained in terms of resources. The best thing is actually to move the manufacturing of those malaria vaccines to this part of the world, in sub-Saharan Africa, at least 2 or 3 countries in South Africa. At least Nigeria should actually push for the vaccine to be manufactured here, or even to be completed, manufactured to be completed in this part of the world. So that will help us in terms of access and in terms of raising critical skill. Apart from that, we must not lose sight of other methods of preventing malaria, rapid diagnosis and treatment, chemoprophylaxis, larval control, vector control. We must also drive those things. And then we still have to allow people to sleep under nets, because what are we trying to achieve? Yes, we want to reduce the severity of the malaria with the vaccine, but we must also be able to reduce the transmission of malaria.
If you have a government in place that is interested in the masses, where the poor people belong to, they will set in motion machineries that will make sure that those vaccines get to them. Their interest has to do with what? Their inner carcass interest. How do we corner the resources and make ourselves more comfortable than the comfort level we were enjoying before? That is the tragedy of the Nigerian state. That is why when you're talking about malaria and its effect and how it's going to get to the masses, until we get people who are public-minded, who are public-spirited, who have the interest of the masses at heart, it will never be an issue at the National Assembly. It will never be the concern of the federal government. It will never be an interest to the executive.
It is so unfortunate that the kind of enlightenment that government is supposed to be giving people as regards the way malaria kills in our environment, government has not been doing it. Our civil society organizations, our crusaders, activists should rise up to this and ensure that whatever money is being appropriated to treatment of malaria is properly and appropriately disbursed to sort that issue.
Here in Lagos, Tife Tanimomo, reporting for Galaxy Television News.